Hey guys, I am so happy to practice with you today. I have just a little situation. We're going to get into our legs, our spine a little bit. So you don't need any props for today. If you want to use props, I would say 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks and really want to use props, you can always use a chair, and I will talk to you about where you can put that into your practice. So with that, come to lie down on your back. And just make yourself comfortable. There's nothing special that you need to do. You're just lying down, letting your shoulders soften, letting your belly soften. And think about the space of your low back where it pulls up off the floor, and see if you can let it just fall towards the floor, not pushing it down, but just letting it fall. And then take your hands wherever you're comfortable. Maybe on your belly, to the sides, overhead, wherever you land. We're just going to come into our breath for a few minutes. So go ahead and exhale everything out. And now take an inhale in through your nose. And see if you can feel your belly expand as you inhale. Now exhale out through the mouth and let your belly fall. And then again, inhale in through your nose and puff up your belly. Then take an open mouth exhale and let your belly fall down towards the floor. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale in through your nose. Think about putting all your breath down in your belly. And then open mouth exhale, letting your belly fall. Good. Now this time, inhale in through your nose and feel your ribs expand. Now exhale through your nose and feel your belly button fall. And as you inhale in through your nose, feel your ribs expanding. And as you exhale, let your belly fall towards the floor. So take a few more breaths like this. Just noticing your breath in your ribs and your belly. We're going to come into a twist next. So from here, have your feet on the floor and pick your butt up and move it to the left just a little bit. Then hug your knees in towards your chest. And go ahead and reach your arms up either overhead or in a cactus shape, whichever feels comfortable. And take a big inhale. And when you exhale, let both of your knees fall over towards the right. Now, I want you to let your left shoulder stay as soft as possible on the floor. So if that means bringing your arm down to the side, by all means do that. And I want you to think about your feet, and I want you to spread your toes and keep your toes spreading. That way you're turning on your legs. And now bring your right hand across to your left side ribs on the bottom of your ribs. And then take an inhale and puff your ribs up into your hand. Then when you exhale, feel your ribs fall away from your fingers. And do that again as you inhale. Feel your hand move from your breath pressing into it. Then as you exhale, feel your ribs fall away from your hand. And do one more breath like that. And now move your hand up towards your mid-ribs. Then we're going to do the same thing. Take an inhale and try and feel your breath underneath your hand and press your hand away with your breath. When you exhale, feel your ribs soften and contract. we're going to come up to the upper ribs. Bring your hand almost all the way up in your armpit. We're trying to get into those first and second ribs. And now inhale, feel for your ribs right up there underneath your armpit. Then as you exhale, think about softening through your armpit and your shoulder and your neck. Release your right hand. Pick up just your left leg and bring it to center and bring the foot down, then bring your right foot and leg to center. And we'll set up and do the other side. So with both feet on the floor, bring your butt back towards center and then over towards the right, just a little bit. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And then again, take your arms either cactus or overhead, wherever they can be soft. Then take a big inhale. And with your toes spread, exhale, drop both knees over towards the left. And soften your right shoulder down into the floor. Then bring your left hand across front, find your bottom right ribs. And we'll take 3 breaths, feeling your breath underneath your hand coming through your ribs. Now bring your hand up to your mid-ribs. And we'll do 3 breaths here. And I want you to feel your breath. Feel it underneath your fingers, even the heel of the hand, the palm of the hand. Notice all the places where you can press your breath into. And then come up to your upper ribs, almost all the way up into the armpit. Now something to notice is when you inhale, if you clench your jaw, see if you can focus the breath more towards the armpit, and that might change if there's a feeling of struggle in this breath. Release your left hand. Bring just your right leg up and back to center, and then bring your left leg. And square your hips back off. We're going to do modified elbow to knee. So have your feet on the floor. Knees are bent. Interlace your fingers all the way to the webbing. And take your hands behind your head. Rest your head into your hands. So you're not using your neck to do this. Your head is actually resting. You're supporting your head. Reach up with your elbows so you're broadening through your upper back. Now with an inhale, lift your head and shoulders up off the floor. Hold your breath. Curl your tailbone up. As you exhale, pick up your left foot. Stack your knee over your hip and take both elbows towards your left thigh. Now inhale, bring the foot down, bring head and shoulders to center. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, take both elbows toward the right thigh, pick up the foot, stack the knee over the hip. Inhale, put the foot down, come back through center. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, pick up the left foot, go towards the left thigh. Now pull your belly down at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows toward the right thigh. Pull your belly button down, soften your face. Inhale, spread through the low back, come back through the center. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, take both elbows toward the left. Pull your belly down, drag your shoulder blades down, reach your elbows. Inhale, come back through center. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, take both elbows toward the right thigh. Pull your belly button down towards the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, come back through center, spread through the bottom ribs. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, take both elbows toward the left thigh, pull your belly down. Inhale, come back through center. Hold your breath, curl your tailbone up. Exhale, both elbows toward the right thigh, pull your belly down. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bring head and shoulders down, release your hands. Good, hug your knees into your chest. And you can hold on underneath your thighs. I want you to leave your shoulders soft. And you can have your knees together or wide. Maybe notice where you instinctually went and just go with that. And then very carefully roll over to either side. We're going to make our way towards tabletop. So come into tabletop and have your knees underneath your hips. Go ahead and have your toes tucked under. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Fingers are spread. Press down through the whole hand. Now, I want you to pull your belly up towards your spine. Close through your front ribs. Take a little bend into your elbows. Notice if you lock out through the joints. Take a little bend. And then with an inhale, drop your belly, lift your hips, open up through the top of the chest into cow. And now exhale, press your hands into the floor, pull your belly up, relax your neck as you move through cat. Cow, inhale, drop the belly, stretch from underneath your ribs to your pubic bone. And then exhale, round into cat, pull the belly up, broaden through the upper back. Inhale through cow. Your exhale moves you through cat. Cow with your inhale. Cat with your exhale. Inhale through cow. Exhale through cat. Good, then keep breathing, come back to neutral. Pull your belly up, close your front ribs. Walk your hands forward just enough so you can line your elbow crease up underneath your shoulder. Take a little bend in your elbows, then hug your elbows in towards one another. Relax your neck, broaden through your upper back. Think cat, pull your belly up. And then lift your knees up, press your hips back, come up into downward facing dog. And as you find downward facing dog, bend your knees. You can bend one knee, then the other. Relax through your neck. Keep a little bend in your elbows and keep reaching your shoulder blades towards your hips. So you're reaching your hips up, pulling your belly up. And press down through the heels of the feet. And it's not about the heels of the feet touching the floor. It's about pressing down through the backs of the legs so you're getting this really nice sensation all the way down the legs. Then with a big inhale, shift forward, come into high plank. Right, you might need to adjust hands and feet just a little bit in this first one. And then pull your belly up, hug your front ribs in, keep a little bend in your elbows, and then lift up through the backs of your thighs. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, pull your belly button towards your spine, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. And we'll do that again. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Good, now pull your belly up, hug the ribs in, little bend in the elbow, lengthen out through your neck. Notice if you're cranking your neck. And then take a big inhale, and when you exhale, use your belly, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Good, something different this time. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. Good, now as you exhale, bring your knees down and press your hips back. little modified child's pose. Good, now press down through your hands. Keep your elbows soft and hugging in towards one another. And then inhale, press into your hands, shift forward, modified high plank. The knees are down. Keep your little bend in your elbows, stay buoyant. You want to be bouncy. Pull your belly up, hug your front ribs in. Think about the bottoms of your butt cheeks and squeeze them in towards one another. And take a big inhale. When you exhale, press your hips back, modified child's pose. Let's do that again. Inhale, shift forward. Modified high plank, knees are down. Press your hands into the floor, then press up between the shoulder blades. So you're not sinking into them, but press up. Good, big inhale. When you exhale, press your hips back. Good, something different this time. Inhale, shift forward, modified high plank. Exhale, bend your elbows, come down just a bit. Now inhale, pull your belly up, lift back up. Exhale, reach your hips back. Let's do that again. Inhale, shift forward, modified high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, reach the hips back. Inhale, shift forward. With control, exhale, come down just a little bit. Inhale, press up, use your belly. Exhale, reach your hips back. Good, and from here, start to pull your belly up. And with an exhale, lift your hips, come back into downward facing dog. You guys still with me? We good? Three-legged dog on the right. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward. Now lightly step your foot down. Come into lunge. If you're using your blocks today, you can have your blocks ready. You don't need them right now. Or if you want to keep your hands on blocks, you are welcome to while we're here. We are going to come up into high lunge. Like I said, you're welcome to stay here if that's right for you today. Otherwise, turn on the back of your left thigh. Think about using this leg. Pull your belly towards your spine. Bring your hands to your right thigh first. Get control. Then you can bring your hands onto your hips, maybe heart center. Maybe you want to reach your arms up today. And that's up to you. But now find your breath here. So as you inhale, think about expanding your ribs. Exhale, hug your ribs in towards one another. Pull your belly back. We're going to come down for lounge lunge. Bring your left knee down. Untuck your toes. Now take your left hand in front of your shoulder, then out to the left just a bit. Turn your right toes out and you're going to hug your right shin. And then twist towards the inside of your right leg. Keep a little bend in your left elbow. And if this is a lot on your arm, you are welcome to come down to the forearm. I want you to think about closing your hips here. So we're not rolling open, we're hugging in. So think about as you inhale, think about puffing your belly into your right leg. And as you exhale, pull your belly back, hug and snuggle into your right leg. Very carefully untwist. If you are using blocks today, you can grab them, bring them underneath your hands. Go ahead and lift your left knee up, tuck your toes under. Let's pulse. So inhale, lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, pull your belly back, straighten your right leg. Think about draping your ribs down towards your right thigh. Inhale, come back into lunge. Reach through the back of that left foot. Exhale, lift your hips, straighten through the leg. Try and drape yourself towards your right thigh. Inhale, move through lunge. Exhale, lift your hips, soften your shoulders. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, come forward to lunge. Exhale, lift your hips, relax your neck. Good. Inhale, forward to lunge. Keep breathing. Bring your hands down, pivot to the left, come into a straddle forward fold. So just look at your feet, have them straight in a line, right? So you don't want one up here and one back here. Lift and spread your toes. Shift the weight to the heels of your feet. Now start to soften into your fold. Relax through your shoulders, your neck. Maybe you want to feel your ribs here. So maybe think about as you inhale, think about your ribs expanding out to the sides. And as you exhale, pull your belly back and up, lift up through the hips. And we're going to move to straddle dog. Keep your legs as they are. Walk your hands forward like you were going to come into a downward facing dog. And have that little bend in your elbows. Good. Reach your hips up. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Start to walk your hands back towards your body. Now, heel toe your feet in towards one another. I would say maybe halfway from where they were. We're going to come into flank stretch. So keep both legs straight. And then come over towards your left leg. And I'm going to say start with holding on to the thigh. And then you could work down the leg from there. So hold on hold on to your left leg. And then drape your ribs, your belly button towards your left thigh while you keep this right leg straight. Now, if you're doing this and this right leg has to bend to do it, I want you to heel toe that right foot in just a little bit so you have a little bit more space, so maybe you don't have to bend that knee. Now I want you to let your right side body just relax and be drapey. Start to soften the grip on your left leg. We're going to pivot to the back of the mat. So start to turn your left toes and pivot to the back. Bring your right knee down and have your knee underneath your right hip. We're going to come into easy twisting lunge. Have your left heel underneath your left knee. Bring your right hand down underneath your right shoulder. Turn your fingers out just a little bit. It always makes my shoulder feel better. Then just like in lounge lunge, we're hugging in. So I want you to think about closing your front ribs. And then twist towards the inside of your left thigh and bring your hand to your left hip to start. Now, I want you to think about your left shoulder. Notice if it's all the way up at your ear. Can you bend your elbow just a little bit and drag your shoulder away from your ear? Now, when you inhale, can you think about pulling your ribs away from your hips? So you're reaching forward. Then as you exhale, pull your belly back, hug your front ribs in, twist from the mid-spine. Then untwist. Bring your left hand down. Curl your right toes under, lift your right knee. You're back in a lunge. We're going to pulse here. Reaching back through the heel of that right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift your hips, drape yourself toward your left knee. Inhale, reach through the right leg, come into lunge. Exhale, lift your hips and fold. Inhale into lunge. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale into lunge. Exhale, lift. Good. Inhale into lunge. As you exhale and keep breathing, pivot all the way back. Coming to the top of the mat for easy twisting lunge. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up this time. Think about bending that left elbow. Drag the shoulder away from the ear. Pull your belly back towards your spine. Good. Lift up through the back of your left thigh. And take a big inhale. Exhale. Bring your right hand down. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. High plank, inhale, come forward. Exhale, bring your knees down. Very slowly lower all the way to the floor. We're going to come into a boat with hands clasped. Come all the way down, untuck your toes. Interlace your fingers right at your sacrum. Bring your forehead down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Press your pubic bone into the floor. Now, inhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. As you inhale, think about pulling your ribs forward, up away from your hips. Exhale, reach back through your fists, drag your shoulders away. And lower all the way down, release your hands. Tuck your toes under, press your hips back. Then come into downward facing dog. Still with me? Okay. Three-legged dog on the left. Inhale, lift your left leg, reach it back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, round the spine, lightly set the foot down. Good, turn on this right leg, pull your belly up. And with control, start to come up, maybe. Maybe you want to keep your hands down today. I'm going to work with my hands on my hips. You might like heart center, you might like arms up. Somebody told me the other day that they miss reverse prayer. Do reverse prayer if that sounds good to you. Now, as you inhale, lift your ribs up from your hips. As you exhale, pull your belly back, hug your front ribs in. We're going to come down for a lounge lunge. Bring your right knee down, untuck your toes. Reach that right leg far behind you, then take your right hand out from your shoulder at a diagonal. Turn your left toes out just a bit. Hug your left shin and knee. And then twist towards the inside of your left leg and you're snuggling up into it. Now your right arm, make sure you're not locking out through the joint, little bend. If this is a lot on your wrist, come down to the forearm. Now I want you to think about doing more with your right upper arm and right leg, less with your right side body. So let your right side body be very drapey. And as you inhale, fill your ribs up. As you exhale, pull your belly back, snuggle in towards your left thigh. Carefully untwist. Bring your hands down, curl your right toes under, lift your right knee, and we'll pulse here. I'm going to use blocks. You don't have to. Good, now reach through the heel of your right foot. Inhale into lunge, drag your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lift your hips, pull your belly up, drape towards your left knee. Inhale, move through lunge. Exhale, lift, soften your shoulders, fold. Inhale through lunge. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, lift. All right, inhale into lunge again. We are going to pivot to our straddle forward fold. So pivot to the right. And I'm going to turn around so I'm with you guys. And come into your straddle forward fold. Let your shoulders be soft. Notice if you're holding yourself up with your shoulders. Let your head be heavy. Lift your toes up. Press into the heels of the feet. Straddle dog, walk your hands forward. Press down through your hands and notice if you're just dumping everything into the hands. Little bend in the elbows. Press your hips up and back. Relax through your neck. Do more with your feet, less with your hands. Start to bring your hands back under your shoulders. Heel toe your feet about halfway in from where they were. I'm going to turn back around to be with you guys. So we can come into flank stretch. So walk your hands over towards your right leg. Maybe start with holding on at the thigh, maybe the calf. I don't think I'll ever find my ankle in this one. But hold on to the leg and then drape your torso towards your thigh. So you're not pulling and yanking yourself over. You're just guiding yourself over and then letting those side ribs just hang out. We're going to pivot to the back of our mat from here. So start to let go of your right leg. Turn towards the back of your mat. Bring your left knee down underneath your left hip. Bring your chest up. All right, we're going to take our little twist here. Have the heel of your right foot underneath your right knee. Press down through the top of your left foot. Bring your left hand down under your shoulder. Like I said, I turn my fingers out just a bit. Make sure you're not locking out through that left shoulder, little bend. Start with your hand on your hip. Think about as you inhale, pull your ribs away from your hips. As you exhale, pull your belly back, twist from the mid-spine. Good, now you're welcome to keep your hand on your hip. You can reach your arm up if you would like. Take a big inhale. You exhale, bring your right hand down. Oh, we're going to get ready to pull. So tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee. Good, now do a lot with the back of that left thigh. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lift your hips, pull your belly back, soften through your shoulders. Inhale, come into lunge. Reach your shoulder blades back. Exhale, lift your hips, pull your belly back and up. Inhale to lunge. Exhale, lift. One more, inhale, lunge. Exhale, lift. Good, we're gonna come back to the top of the mat. So inhale, come into lunge, then as you exhale, walk your hands to the left, pivot, 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 pivot. And we're gonna come into easy twisting lunge. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches up, or you can even keep your hand on your hip. Good, keep a little bend in that right elbow. Don't just press through the joint. Your next exhale, bring your left hand down, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, bring your knees down, reach your hips back. Slither forward. We're going to come down for Sphinx, possibly Cobra or low Cobra. So come to lie on your belly. And then prop yourself up on your forearms. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Forearms parallel, fingers spread, press down through the hands. Now I want you to press your pubic bone down. Squeeze the bottoms of your butt cheeks. Think about lifting up through the backs of the thighs. Now, spread your toes, reach your legs back. Start to pull your forearms towards your body. And now pull your belly button forward. I'm working in Sphinx. You're welcome to stay here if you want to work in low Cobra. Lift the elbows just a little bit. With your next exhale, come all the way down. And press your hands down, reach your hips back. Then come to sit up. Swing your legs in front of you. We're going to come down to our backs. So come all the way down. We're going to do half pigeon and half happy baby. Have your knees bent. Start with our right leg today. Bring your right knee into your chest. And then turn the heel of the foot out. Hold your right foot with your left hand and then support the knee with the right hand. Now I want you to press down through that left foot. So you're not just all loosey-goosey hanging out, but your belly is pulling down and you're very stable. And soften your shoulders here. Notice if they're all bunched up. Soften through the jaw. We're going to come into half happy baby. Release your left hand. Start to stack the heel of your right foot over the knee. And you can hold on behind the right thigh, outside of the foot, inside of the foot. Whatever calls to you. But now think back to this left leg. Press down through the ball of the foot so you're nice and grounded and stable. Soften through your shoulders. And bring that right knee back in toward the chest. Give it a little squeeze. Then take the right foot to the floor. We'll do the other side. And bring your left knee into your chest. Half pigeon. Turn the foot out. Hold on to your left foot with your right hand. Support your left knee with your left hand. And you can have your leg wherever it is comfortable for you. So maybe it's more over the hips. Maybe you have some different space through the outside of your left hip and it comes more towards over your ribs or even over your chest. Press down through your right foot. half happy baby. Release your right hand. Bring the heel of your foot towards stacking over the knee, and you can hold onto the foot, the thigh, whatever works for you. And start to bring the knee back in toward the chest. And then bring the foot down. Have your knees bent still. Heel toe your feet to about mat width apart. And let your knees fall in towards one another. And then take your arms by your side, palms facing up. And then wiggle your shoulders down away from your ears. And then from here, adjust your legs to where you want to be for Shavasana. So if this feels good, stay right here. You're welcome to come into maybe a reclined Baddha Konasana. Maybe extending the legs. Whatever felt best for you. And let your shoulders start to become very, very soft. And let your belly soften. And just settle into resting for a few minutes. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. And I'm going to leave you there. It's my honor to be part of your breath, your strength, and your beauty. The light in me sees, hears, and deeply feels the light within each of you. Namaste.